Hi everyone. I get questions in my immigration law firm every day. Marina, how can I get my case expedited? Marina, I've been waiting for my husband's case for 9 months and I see no movement. So what to do if your case is really stuck in immigration? This video is about how to get your case unstuck. And I'm Marina Shepelsky, founder of Shepelsky Law Group. We are a group of attorneys, and we understand the technical parts of how to get a case moving, flowing to where it's supposed to flow from step to step in the immigration system, and how to unstuck it. Before I get into it, I ask you to please subscribe to our channel and give us a like if you like this type of videos. Let's do 3 ways to get your case unstuck. Let's start from the beginning. First of all, how do you find out if it's stuck? Maybe it's just taking the normal time, right? So for example, let's work with family petition. For example, a US citizen filed I-130 family alien relative petition for a wife in Panama, for example. I'm just picking a country, right? They filed on April 1, 2021. So you will get a receipt notice from USCIS that tells you what is the receipt date, or the priority date, they call it. It's going to be in the upper left corner of the receipt notice. So you'll see the priority date. That's the date USCIS, received this application and took the money for it, right? Cashed your check. So the receipt notice will have a priority date, a case number, a receipt number they call it, and all the information with the names of the petitioner, the U.S. citizen filing, and the beneficiary. So this is the person from Panama, the wife, and the category will be spouse of U.S. citizen, right? So you have that letter with the case number. 4, 5, 9 months later, you're worried that the case is stuck because since you got the receipt notice, you received nothing else from them. Nothing happened, right? So now you're worried that it's stuck. The first step to this entire process, before I even get to the 3 ways to get it unstuck, is to check what's going on with the case. And you should go to the website USCIS.gov. We're going to have that on the screen. And click on the screen on check your case status. That's where you will put in your receipt number, the long number that you have on the receipt notice, and that will be like a WAC 2116 and some other numbers after that. You type in where it says receipt number, your case number, and then you see what USCIS has in their system. What's going on with your case, you will see on the system. If you can't find it and you made sure you typed in the right number, we have a problem. Maybe they're not even tracking it because they lost it. That happens sometimes. But if it is in there and all you see is that the case was received on April 1, 2021, your next step should be to go and check processing times. That's another little tab on the USCIS.gov website. Check processing times. You will find the drop-down menu. You will choose where your case is, and your receipt notice for the I-130 will have in the bottom left corner the service center that's handling your case. So you will know what to find from the drop-down menu. And also you will know it's an I-130 petition. So you're looking for the I-130 processing times. And then you look at the processing times according to the service center where you filed it. And then you see if your case is taking much longer than whatever they're working on. So for example, if they're already working on May or June 2021, that means you filed earlier and they should have already approved your case. In that case, this is where you start to get involved with getting this case unstuck. And if you filed the I-130 family petition together with the green card application, you shouldn't even be checking the I-130. You should be actually checking the I-485 green card application status, and you should be looking at your local field office for processing times, because the I-485, once the I-130 is processed and whatever, they will send it to your local office. Like if you live in Queens, New York, you should be looking for New York City field office. If you live in the Pennsylvania area, you should probably checking Philadelphia, PA field office. Then you look at those processing times. If they passed your date already, if they're already on a date after the date of your application, that means your case is stuck and it's outside of processing times. And since it's outside of processing times, this is where you get involved and you start to do something. Step number 1, I recommend, the first thing to get your case unstuck is to click on the button that says make inquiry on your case. It's right under the check your case status tab. And you have to put in all the information they ask for: name of the petitioner, name of the beneficiary, receipt number, date filed, and then you have to type in that I haven't heard anything from USCIS since the filing date of April 1, 2021. It's past normal processing times. Please let me know what's going on with my case. If you did everything right, they will email you confirmation of your inquiry with a transaction number, like your inquiry case number, and you will have to wait 30 days to get a response back. They will email you a response, and also they will mail you a paper letter with the response, okay? And remember, only the petitioner, the beneficiary, the Panama lady, for example, who this was filed for, and your attorney, only those 3 people can type in and make the inquiry online. And if you don't, then they will respond saying they cannot respond to you because, whoever was making the inquiry is not the person in the case, okay? So only petitioner, beneficiary, and the lawyer, the legal representative on the case that's already in their case, not a new person, but somebody they already know in the case, can make the inquiry. If you have a new lawyer, that person has to first send in the G28, and only then, when they receive it and they have the person in the system, can the new lawyer make that inquiry from their name, from their own personal name. So that's one way that you'll get results, and often that works. That's one way to get your case unstuck. Another way is to do all this by the phone. You call the 1-800 number, and you give the case number and the dates of birth and all the identifying information, and USCIS will tell you that they will give you a transaction number on the phone, and they will find out what's going on with your case and mail you a paper letter about what's happening. Remember, if your case is not yet past the processing times that's on their website, they won't take any inquiry from you. You cannot call, you cannot make the electronic inquiry, it just will not work. You can only make these inquiries if they passed, they're not working anymore on your date, they moved on, they're already on the next month or the month after that or whatever. If they haven't reached your date yet, don't bother calling anybody. It just takes that long right now because of COVID. I know you're upset, and I know this is very frustrating, but sometimes it takes them like 36 months in certain categories. So if you haven't passed the 36 months, they will not even take a phone call or an email from you. A third way is you can chat with the Emma bot. It's a robot right on USCIS.gov website, and you can chat with Emma, and you basically will type into the chat robot everything that I just described: the case number, the priority filing date, that you're already past the filing date, the priority date, that it's already 2, 3, 4 months out, and it's outside normal processing times. And we have been using the Emma bot in our office, and believe it or not, it works. So if you can, just use the Emma bot to find out status of your case. If none of these things work, and you did this a couple of times already, right? Once they sent you back that it's still being processed, just wait. The second time they send you a letter saying it's still being processed, just wait. And you wait, and then nothing else happens. The final resort is you call your local congresswoman or congressman from the U.S. Congress in your area, from your district, and you can Google it by your zip code, and you contact them for what's called an USCIS liaison, meaning it's assistance with an immigration case. All the representatives do this. So congressional representatives, it's part of their job, will help U.S. citizens get their immigration cases moving when USCIS is not doing their job, right? So that's something else you can do. And the final way, so you have to do all of this first. You call, you email, you do the inquiry, you maybe then talk to a congressman. If none of this works, as the absolutely last resort, as something that we do only after you did a couple of these things repeatedly, you can sue the federal government. You can take them to court and do something called a writ of mandamus. You file a lawsuit in a federal court asking the federal court to force the agency, USCIS, to do their job, not to approve it, but to look at it, to adjudicate it, make a decision on it. That's absolutely like the last resort. For example, right now, asylum cases are taking like 9 years. We're not doing writs of mandamus on those because we're being told that this is like normal. Although to a normal person, that's absolutely not normal, okay? But asylum, this is probably not going to work on. But a family petition or VAWA petition, that's an option, and it's absolutely a last resort. I usually even write them a letter threatening them with filing the writ of mandamus in federal court first. Most of the time that works. And the last resort is to file the writ of mandamus, and we can do it for you if you really need it. All right, thank you for watching this entire video. We really work hard on making them. Find us on TikTok. Find us here, subscribe, become a subscriber, and give us a heart to show me and our team, right? My team who's now working so hard on making all of you guys legalized and answer every question and do every consultation, and write a comment if you have a question. Bye-bye.